What's up? What's up? What's up, you guys? It's your boy Chris Lee TV back again with another episode of the Financial Trucker Podcast. Today, I have Miss Brooke Sinclair. She is the CEO of Velourit. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Which I believe is a freight forwarding company. You guys are based out of Houston, Texas.
Yes.
Yeah. So I found you on Twitter. I have, like I said, on a lot of these episodes, the Monday mentorship, CDO men, the CDO mentorship Monday. I don't even know the name of my own show. And I believe you came in there and you introduced yourself. You had a lot of knowledge, and we had the pleasure to learn more about your business. And I wanted to kind of expand on that and let people on my channel kind of know what you do, who you are. So if you don't mind, would you go ahead and give us a breakdown of kind of your background and how you got started in this business?
Sure. Yes. Hi, everybody. Brooke Sinclair, CEO, founder of Velourit, the supply chain solution for the Black farmers. Actually, my history in supply chain started when I was 19. I was a production stage manager for a theater, and so moved production people and heavy equipment
Hmm.
from East Coast to West Coast, and then we fast forward, I was working at the Houston Food Bank doing their retail donation program. So, facilitated the transportation of pallets of frozen meats, dairies, and produce from Sam's Club, Walmart, all of those name brand stores that you would imagine, and took that program to from 9 million to over 16 million in a couple years. And so was introduced to the opportunity to and learn about more about import export. But then the pandemic, when the whole world stopped, we understood and could see how much the Black farmers of America just needed their own supply chain, and how many small trucking companies, Black owned small trucking companies, were available. And we saw the opportunity to bring those two communities together to feed the common good, right? So everybody eats food. And
Yeah.
so if we can just connect those two critical parties, the Black farmers who have food, and then the Black trucking companies who are open to smaller uh shift, or I'm at a loss for words, but yeah, you get the point.
Yes, yes. So that's really interesting because we don't have a lot of resources. I feel like that connect us to Black farmers. I feel like maybe you have to know someone personally. I don't
You
see a lot
do.
of yeah, I don't see a lot of I guess platforms or businesses like yours. So I thought that was really awesome, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to bring you on. Um, so I'm a truck driver. And like as far as the world that I'm in, owner operators and they're always looking for what do you call it? Like shippers. They're always looking for direct shippers. So
Yes.
how would that like how does that process work with are you talking to the truck drivers personally? Is there someone like in your company that's dealing directly with these shippers and receivers and just being the middleman, I believe, is let me know if that's the wrong term, but getting the freight from shippers and receivers or warehouses and then getting it over to like that's the supply chain, that whole part of logistics. So what does that look like for everyday owner operator trying to find a direct shipper for with you guys?
Yes. So right now, yes, you would contact me directly. And so you can email me, you can contact me on Twitter at Velourit. And I'll put my email address at the end. Yes, but right now I am the direct person just because we want to make sure that the foundation is solid
Hmm.
before I pass it off to anybody. Um, I I understand truckers. I understand like trucking like how to speak the lingo, right?
Right.
And how to make them comfortable at the idea of yeah, coming to do business with new people. So right now, contact me directly just so we can get you set up and we can get everything squared away and I can make sure that we have all of the proper like checklist things like
Mhm.
do you know what size truck do you have? Is it refrigerated versus non-refrigerated, lift gate not versus non-lift gate? Those are things that I want to make sure that we know all about what your truck offers,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
So
Um, that's awesome. So how did you get in contact with like the black farmers that you work with? Like how did that work?
Jesus and Twitter.
Yeah.
Honestly, we have been just reaching out, networking through
Mhm.
several of our partners. We're working with the National Black Chamber of Commerce, the Georgia
Yeah.
Black Chamber of Commerce, a number of networking groups online, Facebook.
Mhm.
I mean, just is lots of different people. And then the one particular person that introduced us to the partner who's over the 200 Black farms that we're working with now
Right.
was a introduction through Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah, Twitter is a really good platform. I feel like a lot of the CEOs of actual companies are active on Twitter, um, versus like a LinkedIn, where you actually have a conversation and respond to the tweets and the replies and things like that. So
Hmm.
Twitter is a really strong platform where you get that like instant, direct contact with these types of people. So I think that's really awesome that you guys
Hmm.
networked using that platform.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know, that's what we've done. That's how I met you. So I went to your IG and I saw that you guys had like a lot of pictures of like imported beer and like just different things like that. Can you tell me more about like how you guys work with that like freight, I would say, or commodity?
So I have to admit that's part of our old life.
Hmm.
So that was pre-pandemic. We were really focused on alcohols
Yeah.
and exporting alcohols from the States to Latin America.
Hmm.
Then the pandemic happened and showed us how much we really needed to be focusing on home base first
Got it.
before going out.
So like what were you able to see like the impact like because like you said during the pandemic it was kind of difficult for people to really get the things that they needed. We know like the whole tissue debacle was like all over the news. So were you
Yeah.
able to see like the fruits of your labor connecting these different parts of the industry?
Um, I'm seeing the fruits of it now. I
Yeah.
think the pandemic really showed us the problem in and of itself.
Hmm.
I mean, being in the trucking industry, I knew that it was about to collapse,
Yeah.
right? And so when it did collapse, it kind of proved my credibility to a lot of the investors and people that we had been talking to. It was kind of like, I told you so.
Hmm.
But it really the fruit of it is coming to fruition now, honestly. From that I told you so, now
For sure.
everybody's like, okay, we believe you and we'll follow you into this new focus as we focus more on the on scaling up domestically.
Yeah, that's amazing. And it's good like to see people like us and people like you in those positions. So
Yeah.
like do you think that was part of the issue for like them not kind of being as like gung ho about it? Do you think there was some resistance like, you know, because of that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think no one ever wants to believe the sky is going to fall,
Yeah, for sure.
right?
Hmm.
But then when it does,
Right.
it's almost like every natural disaster movie,
Yeah.
right? There's a crazy scientist at the beginning. He's like, oh, the world is going to do this weird inside out flip thing. And then it does.
Yeah. I remember there was like a movie on Netflix that just kind of embodies what you're talking about. I forget the name of it, but
Is
it was really funny.
it the sorry, don't look up
Yeah,
something?
yeah, Don't Look Up or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly kind of what you're kind of like encompassing right there. It's just like it's gonna happen, and then everybody's like, yeah, whatever. And then at the end, they're just like, okay, we should listen. Like that's yeah. If we had like if you have people like that, especially like who could have predicted? Well, obviously some people, but just in a mass of what like happened is just really crazy. As far as like me being in the seat of the truck, it was like one of the wildest times. Just seeing
Yeah.
no one, yeah, no one driving on the highways, but other trucks is just like it's really kind of um like the end of days type of thing, like it was really wild, but it was also nice to not have anyone cutting you off and things like that. But
Right.
like you said, it's great to have that type of you know uh foresight in this industry. So I don't think you can take that for granted. That's really awesome. So where do you see yourself going kind of with your business in the future? Like what do you want to accomplish?
Well, basically, we're just trying to take over the world.
For sure.
I mean, I see us building. I mean, I realize this is recorded, so the other people are going to hear this, but
Hmm.
I don't see why we can't have a black-owned supply chain, our
For sure.
own supply chain. I don't see why we can't have our own world trade desk
Yeah.
and commodities distribution. And so that's I see myself as the um as Kevin Hart cool with Jeff Bezos money.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Think-
Um, I think like I don't know, it just coming into like I don't know if I'm just out of the loop, but I feel like we're just like getting started, like it's really at the beginning of like the um whole entrepreneurship wave. I feel like we as a people have always been like entrepreneurial, but I feel like it's like a more popular thing now, and like they're kind of things we have to work around as far as like legitimacy, and just the like I guess there's like a shadow cast over. I don't know with the things that people do that are unlawful, right? So like shady
Mm.
practices and things like that. So how do you guys vet these shippers and receivers and truck drivers? Like, do you have any issues with those types of things?
Right now, we're not having that issue. We are worried, in the future we will do the basics, credit check, credit history, right, on the business. Um, right now, we're kind of going on the honor system and trusting that the people that come to us really genuinely see the problem, one, right? Like yourself, our truck
Mhm.
drivers, they know, they see what's happening out there. They see, black farmers who are looking for ways to get retail, and you know that there's tons of trucks out there. So if the two and two should be able to get together,
Yeah,
right? And so and there's people like yourself who genuinely want to see it do be better.
for sure.
um and so right now we are kind of going on the honor system, but we as it grows we will be going into credit checks and all of those things, just be making sure that we want quantity over quality, right?
Right. So with you being like the direct person, I think that people would contact. Did you say?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I said quantity. I meant to say quality
Quality. Okay, so quality over
over
quantity.
quantity.
Yeah, you want the
Yes.
best of the best and not all of the rest. Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
I got you. So what was I saying? Like any
Contact
okay,
me.
yeah, contact you for sure. But have you had any hiccups as far as not hiccups, but like just what are like some of the things that you're like commodities that these black farmers are like what's like the main things like potatoes or rice or like what does that look like for
So right now we've got Potatoes, sweet potatoes,
Hmm.
apples, cabbage, carrots. Um, I think a lot of spring. We got a few of the fall produce left over, but now we're moving into spring. And so that's what I can remember off the top of my head.
Yeah,
So we're doing whole pallets or mixed pallets.
got it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I used to actually haul produce back when I first started in 2017 on a refrigerated trailer. So it
Yeah.
was really interesting. One of the most interesting ones was like have watching the trailer be put on like I don't know what it's called. It was like a Campbell soup uh, where the freight was being received, and it was a truck.
Ooh,
Like the truck was full of carrots, no
okay.
pallets or anything like that. They were just thrown in there. So there, that I put my trailer on like this, like I guess platform, and then they started
Good.
to tilt it all the way up to get the food out. It was very interesting to watch. I was like, and I'm in the middle of nowhere at the same time, so I'm just like, this is amazing because you don't really see that. Like, you don't really see the day to day operations of that. And I know
Mm-mm.
that you guys are really big on like the technology side of it.
Mhm.
What does that look like?
Yeah. So that means not only using a lot of the connecting the internet that's within the truck. So
Mhm.
connecting through APIs through whatever technology the truck systems are already using. And
Right.
that way we're able to read the temperatures, locations, and things of
Hmm.
that nature as the truck is in movement.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I know like a lot of the stuff in the trucking industry is it's like now becoming a lot more innovative. There's still like a lot of older systems that we have to use that are, you know, if they go down, like everything kind of shuts down. And I think that the more innovation that comes in, I think the more easier it will be to communicate. And like you said, just track kind of what's going on.
Mhm.
So the fact that you guys are even like, up to date with that and you're pushing that, um, the kind of, that, what is it? The envelope. You're pushing the envelope with the technology. I
Thank
think that's really awesome.
Thank you. And for those who might have an older model truck, who maybe doesn't have communications built into it, we are looking for devices that we can at least install or put into the truck
Hmm.
or something that we can lease out to the driver.
Yeah,
So don't be afraid for truck drivers out there. Please go ahead and still contact us.
yeah. So, are there any issues that like you've seen like kind of with the farmers? Like I know like I always see issues with farmers where they're on the news and it's like they have to discard the crop because the government has some type of thing going on. I recently saw one with milk, and they're like, okay, we have to get rid of 30,000 gallons of milk, and do you run into issues like that?
Uh, not to be mean, I would say a lot of those issues come from white farmers.
Okay,
Black farmers usually know what they're doing.
so like, what do you mean by that? Like, are they not like planting as much, or are they not giving the like money to like I don't know how it works. So
Right.
like what does that even look like?
Well, I don't know specifics, but I do know that some of the ways that the larger so most of the food that we Americans eat is only coming from the larger produced farms, which 9 times out of 10 means white. And so when the white farmers are over maximizing the cows and the production, you know what I'm saying? Like they're over milking their cows.
Got
And
you.
so I think that it's their unhealthy, unethical practices
Okay.
that's leading to the situations in the milk and stuff like that. So
Right.
they're feeding cows things that they're not supposed to be eating, or not getting the cows aren't being walking around doing the range thing. So they're unhealthy already.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. Because like I said, I just see that kind of stuff like all the time. Like it's always the headline, like, okay, we have to do this, and it's like the shock value, like they want to get you to feel some type of way or go buy more milk or buy less milk. I feel like it's always like some type of motivation behind what's put out. You know.
It's a scam. It is.
So have you changed the way like that you shop with your connections, like with are you seeing, are you able to get more healthy foods? With me, I'm been a vegan since I got in the trucking industry since 2017.
Oh my
uh
gosh, that's
yeah.
awesome.
So thank you. So like,
That's
are
awesome.
there things that like you are able to, kind of take advantage of? Like, oh, I don't have to go to the store. I have these connections. I can just email or put in an order and have it shipped to my house or things like that. Like, are you able to take advantage of anything like that?
Some of them, yes.
Yeah.
So I've been able to connect with Black farmers in Houston.
Hmm.
And so if people are interested in connecting with Black farmers in their area, please also contact us and we can send you a list, right?
Yeah.
And then I've been able to visit the Black farm twice,
That's
and
awesome.
then yeah, and that's I mean, I'm still busy and doing a lot of stuff, but I've been able
Hmm.
to visit twice, and then there are a lot more food box programs where you can buy a box of food from your local farmer and have maybe somebody from Uber or something like that deliver it,
Yeah.
or maybe pick it up, or there's a lot more options. I do see a lot more options available with local food markets with Black farmers. So I definitely encourage people to find a local Black farmer in their area and offer them some business. Yes.
Yeah, if you have like a list, I would love to put that up somewhere or like
Yeah.
put a link in the description of the notes or anything like that. That would be really cool to
Okay.
see that. I live in Dallas, so I think the Dallas Farmers Market is the
Mm.
closest thing that I get to kind of being able to meet people who are on the entrepreneurial, selling actual things that they're growing. I've had some of the best fruit like from the going to actual farmers. And
See?
yeah, I was blown away. Like I bought it, they were like, "Hey," and they gave me extra. They're like, "Hey, like come back. We want you to um, eat our fruits and things like that." And I bit it, and it was like the best peach I've ever had. My mom doesn't even like peaches, and she was like, "Hey, do you have any more of those? Because that was good." You know. So
See?
I do see a benefit in having those connections, but
And ethical practices.
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
Especially, oh my goodness, everyone has um, like I know my daughter has like really bad skin irritation. So not knowing kind of what's in the foods and things like that, I think that is kind of kind of what helps like these things like pop up. Like you have to figure it out, food allergies and like different things, and like the more things that are put into the food, like the less you know, and like and you have to go and do unnecessary things. You have to go take blood tests and all this stuff. But if we get it sourced from a good, reliable source, I think that would be awesome. Again, I think that list is very valuable. I think what you do is very valuable, and I really appreciate you coming on.
Thank
I
you.
want to make sure that the people know where to find you.
Yes.
I think I found you on Twitter. I saw your YouTube, your Instagram, and I think you have Facebook. I had to do my research. I
That's awesome.
think I found you everywhere.
Okay. Okay.
But am I
That's
missing
awesome.
anything?
No, that's all. Yeah.
Yeah.
The best places to find us are Twitter, or just email me at B Sinclair, B as in boy, Sinclair at Velourit, Velour like the fabric, IT.com.
Awesome, awesome. And I have a couple more minutes. Can you kind of go into the meaning of the name Velourit? Like how did you come up with that?
So actually our full expression or our tagline is don't just import it, velour it.
Hmm.
And so we used to be called Velourit Imports. And
Hmm.
so then as we were changing our focus and things through the pandemic, decided to become like a Google, like or an adjective,
Right.
right?
Awesome.
Or noun. I'm not sure which one that is.
It works. Whatever,
Okay.
whichever one. It works. I think it's really cool. And thank you
Thank
for
you.
the opportunity to interview you guys. Like I said, I think this is great information and it needs to be out there.
I'm
I think,
super excited.
hopefully people can reach out and, make that new connection. It's all about networking and growing this thing that, if you're going to do it all, you got to do it day by day. And like I said, I really thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you. This has been great. Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome, awesome. So we're gonna wrap it up here. It is your boy Chris Lee. I have Brooke Sinclair here, the CEO of Velourit. If you guys enjoy this interview, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Deuces.